Imagination, really looking into the greater soul of things, the greater spirit of things, and really carrying your career with compassion, empathy for all divine beings that are human is really the encapsulation of Midheaven in Pisces in the natal chart. I'm recording in this video, I'm going to be discussing this placement of Midheaven in Pisces. If you have this placement in your birth chart and what it could mean for you. The midheaven is your highest calling in life. It represents your sole purpose, what you are set to achieve out in the world. It rules the 10th house, it rules the career sector, and you need to know your time of birth to discover the sign of your midheaven, which can also be based on the ascendant sign. So, without further ado, let's get into what it means if you have the midheaven in Pisces in your birth chart. The very, very first thing is that you're very captivating and mysterious. You carry this mystery about you, carry this zeal about you. It's undeniable, unmistakable. Um, and you want to genuinely heal others and support others on their journey, on their wonderful waves of being that can be acceptable to the motion pictures of being. So there is a need to support others, to help others in emotionally balanced ways. People with this placement can also be very empathetic and very healing. Also, people can easily gravitate towards them because of their healing nature, gravitating towards. For the people who have this placement, you gravitating towards you if you have this placement of the midheaven in Pisces in your birth chart. And so communication allows people with this placement to reach the masses. This really came where you're speaking from your heart, we're speaking from your deep soul part of who you are. That's where the real magic happens. Use your imagination to show the world your ideas and ways of thinking. Don't be afraid to shine and show the world how you think, how you process information, how you learn information. This is all very, very important indeed. It's very important that you are very kind and compassionate. You're very loving and compassionate. Whatever career that can allow you to be compassionate, to show your loving care and compassion, that's where you'll thrive in this lifetime. It's also good for you to be involved in causes that support those in need, whatever causes they may be for you. It's very important that you get involved with these causes because they're going to be helping you on your soul journey in life. And so you want to make a selfless difference to the world. You want to be selfless. You care. You genuinely want to support others. You genuinely want to help others on their pathway and regain their footing. You especially don't want to be categorized and labeled. If anyone doesn't want to be categorized and labeled, you especially don't want to be categorized and labeled. That is a big turnoff for you. Very, very huge. Anyone with a Pisces midheaven can carry a mystical feel to them that is noticed by those around them. So there's this spiritual quality. There's this omnivolent quality. There is this poche quality to you that is unmistakably accurate. And so you want to learn and take in as much information as you can. The more you take in information, the more you do this, the more emotionally prepared you feel. That is very, very important because you need to be emotionally prepared because Pisces is a water sign. Pisces is an incredibly sensitive water sign that needs to know when something's going to happen. It needs to have the security blanket on. That's very, very important for you if you have this placement. There may be an enjoyment of guiding others with the information that you have learned. So this is very, very important when it comes to supporting others on their pathway. People with displacement know how to be more in tune with others, to flow others, to understand others on an emotional level. They also dream big. They also have big dreams, big aspirations. They can be very artistic and creative. Any career which allows them to express their artistic nature and creative nature is good for the people who have displacement. So you can also be a master storyteller and gifted creator. This is what you can step into in this life. Is being um someone who has good reason for doing things, very logical, very practical, yet also can create their own reality. It's very important that you guide and teach others, that you inspire others to go along their pathway, that you make sense of the world you know that it is especially. So, guiding and teaching others is really, really huge for you. Humanitarian causes and helping others can be very, very good to get involved in a cause to support others, very important. Positions where you can utilize your talents and express yourself creatively is good for you to get involved in this like it's you're being called on this level to step into those leadership positions, to step in those positions. And so you prefer to be behind the scenes, but will passionately lead for a cause. So, you want to not be directly involved in the action. You want to be um, very susceptible to what is the maker shifting of what you're planning to put out in the world. And so you want to make a positive mark on the world. That is very important. You can be artists, musicians, writers, healers, and astrologers. These are very, very good career paths for you, um, which you may want to consider getting involved in. So if you have this placement, you probably either have Taurus, Gemini, or Cancer as your ascendant sign, as your rising sign. It's very important for you to become one with something bigger than you are, merging with oneness. That is huge. That is very, very huge. That you merge with something far greater than who you are, that you step into the oneness of all that is. You want to follow your dreams, very, very important for you to do that. Trust the universe and go with the flow. That is your key right there. Is that you are stepping into in this life, trusting in the divine, trusting in spirit to guide you on your pathway to where you need to get to, which is very, very huge for you to step into in this lifetime, is trusting the flow of the universe. Stepping into that, really, really allowing that flow to be there. You wish to serve the world and make a difference in it. That is really, really huge for you as well. So you want to perhaps have an outlet for your creativity. This is very, very important. You need to have an outlet for your creativity. This is non-negotiable. You want what you do to affect others positively. You want what you do to affect others positively. That is huge. You want to make a very, very positive as you can, impact on the world. You wish to express your imaginative side as well. It's very important for you to tap into your intuitive side, where you're tapping into the flow of the universe at large. The people of this placement are visionaries. They're absolutely visionaries. That is really, really huge. You need to be 100% invested in your career. 100% invested in your career. This is non-negotiable. You can blend creativity and rationality. That is really, really huge for you to blend the creativity and the rational sides together. You need to be deeply passionate about your career. This is huge. To be deeply passionate, to be 100% committed to your career. You want to follow your own ideas um and have you want to follow your own ideas and have creative freedom that is important to who you are. You want to have good health care, good healing, and art impacting society in these ways. This is huge. You want supportive and empathetic, you want to be supportive and empathetic towards those who are struggling. This is huge. You need to be impacting. You need to be making a difference. You need to be doing all the things. You need to be acting on all the things. All the things like that is really, really huge for you. So, when it comes to this placement, you do want to consider a great placement for career work. This is huge. A great placement for career work. This is big. Scientists who come up with unique ideas who could find these people in those positions. That is very, very huge indeed. That is all the way up to Batten shiftings, all the way up to all the statings. Um, up to the world in all its blends of maker shifting to be special in those kind of different ways, in those kind of unique ways. So you want to come up with your own unique ideas for how to solve problems. You're good as in scientific words. You can connect with your true purpose, but others you may find it at a later age in your life. That's where you may find your true purpose. You want to, um, very important for you to idealize authority. You want to be parents as sensitive, dreamy, and warm-hearted, but struggles with boundaries, possibly into spirituality. That is your parents' life. That is the life of them. Is sensitive, dreamy, warm-hearted, but who struggle with boundaries. Simple point and two. You may be into art, religion, or spirituality. That is very, very big for you to be into all those things very, very carefully, very judgmentally. You're seen as sensitive, selfless, and empathetic. That's how you're seen in this life. You were seen as artists and healers. That is big. Want to fall into addictions, don't fall into addictions or escapism. This is huge. You do not want to fall prey to these addictions or this escapism that you may fall into if you're not careful. So going with the flow, Letting things unfold as they may, letting the chips fall as they may, is very, very huge for you in this lifetime. Judgments from a lack of self-understanding. This is huge. Don't get caught in those judgments. You may find that you have external criticism that can disrupt your flow and efficiency. Draw boundaries. That external criticism, that huge external criticism, can really be your downfall if you allow it to be what it is. You have an idealistic worldview. You want to translate your visions into practical actions. This is big for you. Take your visions and turn them into action steps that you can actually manifest in your life. You have high emotional depth, it's very, very big. Greater compassion, inspiration, and spiritual perception, that's also very, very big. Look to the sign, house placements, and aspects made to your natal Jupiter and Neptune. That is really, really huge. To look to the sign, house placements, and aspects made to your natal Jupiter and Neptune. That's big right there. That's where you want to look because those life areas will give you insight into how you want to go about in the world, what you want to do in the world, all this kind of things like that, all the way up to Baton shiftings. That's where you need to thrive. Visionary aspirations and the practical actions make them in reality. Turn your visionary aspirations and the practical actions into creating your own reality. That's huge. Creativity and compassion in your career. That is really, really big. To have creativity and compassion in your career. You may be drawn to the arts, music, and film. That's also very, very big because if you're not drawn to the arts, then you may be longing for something very, very huge. And that thing could come right on your doorstep. It could come maker shifting up for the person that can think, the person that can do, all the way up to Baton Rouges. You want to empathize with others and understand their struggles. That's very, very big for you to tap into in this lifetime is empathizing and understanding others' struggles. Your public life may be filled with both inspiration and uncertainty. That may be really, really huge for you to consider very carefully. You want to thrive in fields that require innovative thinking. That's very, very important. You thrive at connecting with others at a deep emotional level. That is huge because if you're not connecting with others, you make it out to be very, very bad for you. So you want to thrive at connecting with others at a deep and emotional level. That is big because if you don't do this, you'll be finding all the ways being they could come about very, very carefully. So that's something very important to consider. You may be seen as a dreamer and visionary. That's huge. You want to be seen as somebody who is a dreamer, who is a visionary, who is someone who will go after the big dream, someone who will discover their own self for themselves. So you may be seen as a dreamer and visionary. So go after your dreams, be the visionary, do those things, and you won't regret it. People admire you for your sensitivity and willingness to support those in need. You want to support those in need. That's your whole life's mission, is to support those who need your care. That's huge. right there, supporting those who will need your care. It's the desire. There's a desire here to heal and inspire others. That's huge. Your imaginative, your intuitive nature can raise up your social status. That is very, very huge. That is the kind of nature that you want to involve yourself in. That is really, really big for you at this time. As I said before, there's a desire to heal and inspire others. Your intuitive nature can raise up your social status. That is big because if your nature is lacking, the way of being is not set in stone, your intuitive nature can raise up your social status. Really, really big for you. Don't get taken advantage of. That is huge. And help others connect with the whole on a higher and much deeper level. So help others, connect with others on a whole and a higher and deeper level. That's what you want to do. Okay, that is your video um on the Midheaven and Pisces. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss a single video from me going forward from here. Anyway, take care and bye for now.